I thought I should, we still have about 45 minutes to an hour. I thought I will take you through the services that we propose, because I think it's time that we need to talk about services. I think basically the first slide I am trying to say that services is an interactive activity. That's something which I think all of us should. People who move in should continuously guide us to improve the services. No, it's very important that communities which have stabilized well and the communities that have settled down well have always benefited from the collective wisdom of residents there. I think all of you have run large companies, have your own expertise in many fields, but I think if we can bring to bear those expertise in a structured manner, I think, so we heavily depend on you to improve the services. We start the services as we understand it, and then we keep tweaking it all the time. Second is, I think it's the, any suggestion, any scheme that we propose, we believe should benefit maximum number of people. It's not that we cannot tailor make the services to suit individual needs. That will not be possible in a community. Other than special needs, which is special, care that needs. Other than that, I can't cook for 318 people according to their individual taste. Things like that. The third, of course, is that I think we want to create an atmosphere where you will live happily. And more important, in my opinion, we want to release the quality time from you so that you can pursue the interest that you had always wanted to pursue all these years. Move on. Basically, this will be the scope of services. It's very standard. It will be infrastructure maintenance. It's housekeeping, which means inside your house. You don't need to appoint a separate maid. And then, it will be food and beverages. It will be events and activities. It will be wellness and cares. And it will be some other services. Move. See, basically when we say infrastructure maintenance, infrastructure is every facility that's outside of your individual flat. So there will be a daily, periodic, cleaning schedule. They will say every day we will, sweep the floor, for example. But weekly once we will, do the street lights. Don't take this daily, weekly. We will have a schedule. Because infrastructure maintenance would have 20 listed points. And each of it will have to be done at a certain schedule and at a certain, sequence. Those are all well set. Then customized housekeeping help for specific tasks. I will explain to you later. Lot-based staff allocation and compulsory periodic rotation. Now this is something which I want all of you to understand. Now we will have a bunch of maids and housekeeping staff, and they will by rotation come to your houses and clean every day. But the same maid will not come all the time. We keep rotating every week or every fortnight. I have faced a lot of problems in this. A lot of customers will say, no, I like that maid, I want her to do that. I somehow definitely discourage this, because they are serene employees, and it's not that they are private, kind of housemaids of yours. Then what happens is they start doing something extra or they start doing less. Probably the person starts rewarding them in private, which creates a problem for me with regard to the other maids. Therefore, there will always be rotation. Also, some weeks your house will be clean, let's say between 8 and 8:30. The next week it will be between 9 and 9:30. That cycle will also shift. So, one immediate problem that I have always faced whenever the projects were handed over, every flat owner saying, I would like my house to be cleaned at 8 and I would like this maid to clean it. This is normal human nature, but I think I will disappoint you on that. We will stagger, unless there's there are some extraordinary reasons where we had made an exception. But beyond that, normally it is by rotation, and both the time and the maid will be rotated. And there's an efficient management through whether it's efficient or not, you should say, it's management through supervisors. And then we would all see, that's the fourth point, is very important. preventive maintenance of all electrical equipments is periodically done. Then STP generator, buggy maintenance. Then there is an in-house staff for maintenance. Whether it's a plumber or a electrician, they are in-house. They are available all the time. And security and, if necessary, certain amount of access control through boom barriers and things like that. Move.
The previous slide, annual maintenance contract of lifts.
Bandro, automatic. ಇಲ್ಲ ಆನ್ಯುವಲ್ ಮೇಂಟೆನೆನ್ಸ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಲಿಫ್ಟ್ DG set ಎಲ್ಲಾமே வந்துரும். Okay, we'll take care. Okay, see what we do with food and beverages is we start with some menu. Okay, we start cooking and we start cooking according to our experience based on other communities. Right? Now you will find the taste is too spicy or too bland, or you will find the choice of vegetables could change. All that initially would be an issue. And I say issue, that will be private. After we run it for about 2 months, we would form what's called a food and beverages committee from amongst the residents. Once the food and beverages committee is formed, then it starts to get structured. Then there are periodic meetings between the food and beverages committee. See, when we start the food and, when we start the central dining, issues like when should you start breakfast and when should you start lunch itself would be an issue. Because somebody would say, I eat breakfast early, so it should be 7 to 9:30. Because he eats at 7, he wants the lunch to start at 11. There will be another group which says, no, I want the breakfast to start between 8 and 10:30, lunch between 1 and 2, or 12:30 and 2. All this, there's nothing wrong. This is the first 2 months is experimentation for us, aspirational for you. That's how you should take it. This is what I would like to have, is what you are saying in the first 2 months. What we are saying is, this is what we give as a standard, is what we are saying. And then we need to match the aspiration and what we can provide as we go along. There are different timings for breakfast in our different communities. Some communities close the breakfast. For example, if I remember right, Pelican closes breakfast at 9. Adinath closes breakfast at 10. Idigarai starts lunch, correct Amma? Idigarai starts lunch at 11:30. 11:30. Whereas Pelican starts lunch only at 12. So these are all decided within the community. So all this we will see. Somebody asked me, how would you start? I would start by simply saying breakfast between 8 and 10. And then lunch between 12 and 2. Or 12:30 and 2:30. And we will have some experience and we will have some feedbacks individually. People might say, no, why don't you start the breakfast? But we can't have the breakfast for 4 hours and lunch for 4 hours. That will not be possible. Therefore, there will be some compromise in terms of timing. Food and beverages committee will get involved in all these matters, because they will go around the occupant, residents and gather opinion. Broadly, build a consensus and come and tell us, we want breakfast between 7 and 9. Fine. 8 and 10. Only point we would say is that, the timing should be broadly acceptable to all. Then the question of menu. The most important problem that all of you will face when you move in is the taste. See, all of us are used to a certain type of cooking and certain type of it's a huge war that will erupt. Whether it should be sattvic food or whether it should be spicy food. Whether it should be potato or whether it should be, kirai. These are, conflicts that we have seen in the past. I'm sure that we'll see it here. And finally, the menu will settle down. Because a lot of people would say that, no, we have come here for retirement. I want very sattvic food, very bland food, which is what doesn't affect. But a guy like, for example, I cannot eat in some of my communities for more than 2 days. It's so bland. I want some spicy food. So I think we need to, then, we tweak this, we go along, we tweak this. And we declare Saturday as a freak out day, when the food will be very spicy. So then such of those people who want the sattvic food can cook at home and eat on that day. All this, in my opinion, will keep evolving. First, we will say, this is what we will give it to you. You tell us whether you like it or not. Some of you will like it, some of you won't like it. If majority don't like it, we will change. That's how it will happen. Because otherwise it's very, very difficult for me to fix what fits for all. So this is how and we also have the customized food menu for parties and celebrations. Suppose you say, it's my grandson's birthday, he has come. I want to give a dinner for 20 of my friends. But I want you to prepare. You can give us a menu, we will prepare, but we will charge you separately for that. So that's possible. The other thing is, somebody says, some resident says, today is my birthday. I want you to give the payasam for all the residents here. And he picks up the cost of that payasam. Suppose there are 200 meals served. 200 payasam into 60 he gives us. And we serve payasam to all. So it could be customized completely for your party, or it could be 1 or 2 special items added along with the regular food. We agree to both. Right? And then, home delivery of food is possible. It is quite, but you have to tell us beforehand, we will. As far as the home delivery of food is concerned, we send what is called the standard, portion. Now, if you ask a breakfast, and if it's idli, I don't know whether I should send you 6 idlis or 3 idlis. No. I'll always, find it difficult. So we have a standard package, we'll send 4 idlis as a standard. But nothing prevents you from telephoning and say, I want 2 more, or I want 1 less. So we will declare what the standard portion to you. Anybody who wants home delivery and wants a change from the standard portion will need to inform us. Till very recently, we used to send this, home delivery in plastic covers. Fortunately, that's behind us. We no longer use plastic in our projects. So there will be nice looking, I hope, well tasting food too. Nice looking tiffin carriers in which we will send it to you. And we always have, suddenly we have what's called the real-time feedback mechanism. These are big jargons which I don't understand. What we mean is, suddenly we probably on an odd day, we circulate a questionnaire to you and get a feedback from you. As soon as you come out of eating. So that, it's fresh in your memory. Is it terrible, good, bad, whatever. So these kind of mechanisms, these are captured in the computer and analyzed. And we follow what is called the prepaid coupon. This is more for simplicity. Otherwise, I have to bill every month my transaction cost. So what you do is you buy 60 tokens or 100 coupons. And then you give a coupon every time you come to eat. Otherwise, it becomes a monthly billing. Then I have to chase up. The advantage for me is the transactional convenience, nothing else. So we would like to follow the coupon system for this thing also. What is not mentioned here is, we typically give 4, meals at our cost in all our communities. So far that these 4 meals have been picked by the community itself. But I now want to, kind of change it, slightly tweak it. I want to give 1 meal at Serene's cost on June 19th, which is when my company was incorporated. Therefore, on June 19th, ideally I want to give food across all my communities at our cost. And I want to give a free meal on the community inauguration day. We know every community on what date was inaugurated. For example, on 26th of April is when the community inauguration day of Adinath is celebrated, Serene Adinath. So we are sponsoring this dinner is maybe outsourced also. We may even call some, very exotic kind of a dinner. So that's being organized on the 26th. And any other 2 days. No big deal. It's just a, small measure of showing that we are a part of you, nothing else. Wellness and care. I want to spend some time on this because this is something which all of you are concerned. There will be a medical center with 4 beds and doctor's cabin. And then there is an in-house nurse and physiotherapist who is 24/7, and the nurse is a trained nurse. That CPT or whatever, she's trained in all those things. Then 24/7 availability of ambulance and driver. We have at the moment doctor on call. We don't have a resident doctor staying there 24/7 unless that role is willing to be played by one of the persons who is a medical person who lives there. But I cannot demand it of that. Then tie up with hospitals and pharmacies. We have not yet decided. It will be most likely Columbia Asia. It will be most likely Columbia Asia. We have already initiated the discussions. Till the other one comes up. So Columbia Asia, I think we are confident. And then we have a massage room. Now there are these are the facilities basically. Now there are two kinds of wellness that we look at. One is preventive care. The first stage in preventive care is a proper maintenance of your medical records. That is done by us. Your height, weight, and chart of height, weight, blood pressure, sugar, whatever else that needs to be monitored, all that is recorded and kept in the computer as well as a hot copy. We keep it as a hot copy because in the unfortunate event of an emergency, we may not have connectivity with that hospital. So we also always carry the file and give it to the hospital. The second is gentle geriatric assessment. We, as I mentioned to that sir, that we don't do geriatric care, but we do geriatric assessment. And then tell the next of kin or whoever is the nominee, saying that, hey, listen, I think this man is moving into level 2. That's the best we can do. But once he moves into that kind of a state, as I mentioned, that we will not be in a position. But if somebody else is living and taking care, we don't mind providing the services. So assessment at the risk of, fall and dementia. Periodic monitoring of vital parameters. I think this is very, very important. Normally we have a notice board which says that Saturday, a blood monitoring day. Or, you take, there's somebody who comes and takes the, blood test and reports are given to you and it's updated in our computer. And periodic, yes, it is charged. Because it's an outsourced services. Maintenance of medical records is not, what we do is not chargeable. What is outsourced is chargeable. Sir, assessment of this is, something which is not charged at the moment. Periodic monitoring of vital parameters is charged because a blood test is not taken by us, is taken by an outsider. Lab test, that is. Now, periodic call and doctor's visits is paid for because you pay the doctor directly, you don't pay to me. Suppose you have a doctor on call and you call the doctor, you pay the doctor. We will sign a MOU. See, we will sign multiple MOUs with multiple hospitals. In Coimbatore, we have tie-ups with KG. We have tie-up with, Ganga Nursing Home. So many hospitals. We have a very clear, we normally, I'll tell you what we do. We normally tie up with a small hospital which is closest, okay, which has a doctor. So in a small emergency, you can always ask the doctor to come or you can go there. Then we tie up with a star kind of a hospital where a major emergency need to be tackled, like Apollo. Like in Madras, we have with Apollo, we have with, SRM. So it's multiple hospital.
So we have one member among our community who is a CEO of a fairly big hospital, Malaya, who is also here sitting with us. Commodore Wadhwani. I saw him somewhere. He's sitting there, I think. We can take his help.
I don't mind that.
Because, pardon?
I can.
You can hear him.
Correct.
Yeah, in fact,
Sir, I'll tell you, sorry to interrupt you. I think we are trying to fix the problems here. I am saying, I am open to, this gentleman asked, will there be a doctor at least once a week? I have no problem arranging it. My point is, if the doctor comes and sits, nobody visits him, he's not going to come the next week. So we need to assess this. Today, for example, in Idigarai, I have a doctor on call. A doctor comes every day between morning 10 and 12. Because there is a need. There is somebody who goes and visits. These are not rocket science. These can be arranged easily. But my point here is, do we need it? Do you find a need for that service? Once we determine that, arranging a doctor on call is the easiest. I'm not sure about that. I think unless he brings sickness along, I am not sure. I thought he brings cure. Sir, I don't want to argue with you, no. Are you then saying people are here hypochondriacs just because there is a doctor you will go and see him? That's not right. Let's assess the situation. I am not saying it's not going to happen. I am saying if there is a need, it can always be arranged. There is no big deal. That's all I am saying. At the moment, not knowing the age of the community, not having done a medical assessment, I am unable to decide whether a doctor on call on a regular basis is required or not.
Maybe earlier we had talked of, instead of 4 beds, we've been talking of 6 beds also. Considering the number of people, the number of apartments, could you in the layout keep the flexibility
It's
to
possible.
add 2 more should the need arise?
I have already looked at it. It's possible. It is possible. I think we can, in a crunch, go up to 8. Because I have given a larger nurses station and larger reception area. That's why I said, why don't we look at the plans, any of you interested? We can always tweak it. So, clear on this?
Yeah, one small question. When we visited the flat, I was assuming there would be hand railing next to the toilet, but there was no such thing. And I think that we had discussed this.
Sir, that will be fixed, sir. It's provided. It will be fixed.
Yeah, but all the flooring, everything is done. It would ideally have been done before, but that is there. I just wanted to verify that.
Sir, I am told by my technical team that it's just a screw on.
Right. Okay.
I don't want to be mistaken for raising this question because all of us are senior citizens and death is something which everybody has to face at one point of time. Now in a community like this, something occurs like that. What kind of help that the senior care home will provide?
Anything and everything that you expect logistically.
Is a facility available from the staff? Arranging,
They do that, sir.
That's what I'm asking.
They do that. The only point is, okay, let me amplify. It's a very interesting question. A death occurs. I'll tell you the extent to which we have gone to help. There is a death that occurs in one of our community. Okay, Pelican. Now, Pelican is in the middle of 3 villages. Unfortunately, the 3 villages are at loggerheads for various reasons. A person who died was a 96-year-old woman staying with her son who was 74 years old. When the death occurs, they decided to go and cremate her in a crematorium in one of the villages. That village people stopped. They said, you don't belong to this village, you cannot come. None of the 3 villages permitted the cremation. Sendil, will you please stand up? Will you please stand up? I spoke to Sendil. I said, what the hell is happening? Sendil spoke to the minister's PA. And my resident manager went to the police inspector. The 3 heads of the villages were called. And we kind of cremated. I'm just saying this not as a, thumping my chest. This is the extent to which we go. The problem is not that. Thank you. Sendil was about to leave to Pondicherry at 10:30 in the night to sort this out. But fortunately, my resident manager met the inspector and temporarily it got sorted out. Therefore, what we have done, because we have a peculiar problem in Pondicherry on this, therefore we have now lined up with an A to Z services no company. There's a company. They said they will be in a position to cremate and they will take them to Kadalur and cremate. Therefore, we have an understanding with them now. Now, if somebody had asked me on the day I inaugurated Pelican, would you have thought about it? I wouldn't have, because I wouldn't have encountered this problem. As far as I am concerned, there have been deaths in all our communities, right? And I think we have handled it pretty well. But the problem is, there are people who have started asking me whether you will do the cremation services. Now, I am not decided on that, to be very honest. Because there are single residents who have no children and a wife or the husband are predeceased. They are saying that would you do also the cremation services for us. Now I have sent the legal liability and how the legal liability aspects of it has to be taken care of to the lawyer. We would be in a position to do it only if I get a clearance from the lawyer. Otherwise, we will not be in a position. Because if, sir, 1 minute, sir. Because if in case we go ahead with the cremation and some other legal hair surfaces and questions that, I would be in a legal difficulty. So, the validity of that writing, See, this is a single person. He has no legal heirs. Therefore, the law says he could have been very easily influenced in giving that letter. So that the validity of that consent could come into question is what the lawyer says. We have to address it. This is already engaging my attention. I have not decided whether we will provide this service or whether we will not provide this service will purely depend upon the legal status and the Serene's legal right to do it, and what kind of a documentation is required to ensure that, sir.
My point here is, he was talking about handrails, but I've seen inside the apartment, the flooring is all not level. When you go from the bathroom to the bedroom, there are differences in level. I've already pointed out when I've been there, I think I even told you, one has to address that. Because a senior citizen, a handicapped person is definitely going to trip and fall. You need to have a look at that. There's an issue there.
Fine.
Yeah. While we are on this subject, I have an observation to make. I went and saw one of the flats, and in the bathroom, I noticed there is no level demarcation between the toilet area and the shower area. And this bothered me because it... one of the things that you have to really be very careful about as a senior citizen, you have to be very afraid of falls. And this arrangement or lack of arrangement, or lack of levels between the two areas, will make sure the whole bathroom is flooded every time you have a shower.
No, I don't know. See, normally the wet area is sunk. There is a sunken portion which is the wet area. No?
No, I didn't notice that.
So there is no sunken portion at all?
No.
It's at the same level?
Yes.
Okay.
And
is there a... Oh, I understand it's a slope.
If I may just give you a response. I've looked at retirement communities across various countries also, and this in fact is a conscious decision, because putting the step makes very good sense to separate the dry and wet area. In fact, we look for it in our own apartment. But for senior citizens, the bigger danger is that you'll trip on the step as you're going, and that you can trip and fall. So what they normally do is have the thing level and slope it down towards the drain area, so water does not go to the rest of the place.
I hope it will work.
I hope so. But that is the intention.
It'll work with the objective in mind, because otherwise it will be a very...
No. And also you have to provide for wheelchair access. Na? So if you have a sunken portion, the problem is with the wheelchair also. Now I think we'll see it, in the sense that all that I'm trying to say that it's a conscious decision of non-sunken portion. Let's see how it works. I think we should spend some time on wellness. I think we give you a daily stretching exercise. Of course, it's voluntary, if you're welcome to come. And then periodic see, this is important. There's a lot of lectures that go on. I don't know how many of you are on Facebook. For example, Adinath Serene is on Facebook. So they keep posting, what activities are going on there. There's a lot of activities. There's recently a lecture on prostate cancer. Moonlight dinner. So all that will happen here too. Just wait for the occupancy to reach. First let's get the flats. So I'm not worried about that. Once we all move in, we will settle down. The pain point is the moving in. So
Responsibility is yours, sir. You give, hand it over, we'll move it.
Sir. Okay. Now, I'm saying this tie-up with major hospitals I talked about. There will be multiple hospitals. It's not only one hospital. And then, the fifth point is important. See, we continuously train our staff about the life support systems. There could be, different kinds of training that we send them to, etc., etc. Emergency services, I think, is where, by God's grace, I think we have done particularly well. I am very proud to announce that, by God's grace, I hope it continues, we have never missed the golden hour. Every single major emergency, at whatever time it happened, the patient got admitted within an hour. That's something which pleases me, and I think we should keep that standard. And this is one thing that's really good. I mean, whether the patient survived or not is a different issue, but we have never missed the we have never missed the golden hour, because the ambulance driver is there, the ambulance is there, the nurse is there, and the trained nurse is able to assess that whether she is getting into a cardiac problem or whether it can be treated. Evacuation is very quick, and the whole team. I think, I'll tell you what, I think we are a little lax on routine. We are pretty good on emergencies. That's always the impression I get. Because there are extraordinary, situations we have faced in terms of evacuation, and we have been able to successfully evacuate. And it's also training. And also I am looking at the design of the, stretcher, the design of the wheelchair. There are some, glitches there, which will correct. I want something to go into the ambulance. I think there's always a scope for improvement, but as I keep saying, that by God's grace, this is one area on which emergency protocol, I think, has been very well set. Move on. Of course, the typical activity is the religious activity, where the sloga chanting and bhajans and pujas and Lalita Sahasranamam, Vishnu Sahasranamam. There's one group for it. Then there is a caroms, cards. That's one group for it. There's one group which is what's called a walking group. There's one which goes to the gym. So as you move in, you will find concerts, you will find music concerts, you will find lectures, you will find Harikatha Kalakshepams. You will find every Saturday, one of the residents screen a movie, because we have a mini home theater. So some movies, every week a movie is screened. So a lot of, we keep you engaged all the time. And it also extends to a certain additional things in terms of, there are communities which have taken to social work. For example, Serene Adinath got involved in the flood relief when the Chennai floods, Chennai was affected very badly by floods. They took a lot of initiative, and they donated, they collected, they personally went. Pelican, there's one resident who has taken an initiative called Paativiittu Thinnai. So she is now training the slum children in the nearby villages, not on curricular activity, but how to talk to elders, small things that they do not know. There are communities which run, which want to run tailoring classes to underprivileged. You can pick. See, the one beauty, what I have seen is, I have been in this company for about 16 months now. What amazed me about the communities is the kind of activities they really come up with to engage themselves. Some of them are fun, some of them are very profound, both. Like, for example, Idigirai, Serene Idigirai is associated with an organization called Unnati. A lot of residents go. We provide only logistical support. What do? We provide them the van to go to the village. Beyond that, I don't do anything. Now, we have a van, so we provide that van. You take that van and go to the village, and they go, they train people, again from, bottom of the pyramid society. We kind of, if they are suitable, some of them we appoint as our own, canteen supervisors and stewards and housekeeping supervisors. They place them in some. So different communities, I find, have different kinds of activities. Fun, self-improvement, companionship. And there is some communities are enacting plays now, Tamil plays. They write, they direct, they act. So, and recently there was a community in which there was a Pattimandram in Idigarai. So you will find a lot of, but you have to take the initiative, we can coordinate it, we can provide the logistical support. But I'm sure, there are artists, there are, scientists, and there are doctors. You will come up with this. Move on.
Hello.
This is what the central, I have already said, multi-purpose hall is about 130 seating capacity. Indoor games, there is a library. Library, we do not give you the books. We only give you the space. And the residents have to donate the books. Okay. And we don't have a library budget. We don't say that I will give you 10,000 rupees worth of books. No, we don't do that. We only create the space for it. But on the gym equipment, we do give you the gym equipments. We don't give you the space. Unlike the library. Then I said dedicated medical center we have gone.
Hello.
Recreation hall for, I told you some private parties can be organized. There is a hall for that.
Is it working?
Move on. Okay.
Hello.
Now this is let's get into the difficult part of
One small question, sir.
Oh, sorry.
Any outside, because gardening activity is very, very interesting for senior citizens, and there are a lot of organizations who are prepared to donate some herbal plants and everything for senior citizens. There are specially designed, we can design nice gardening system where senior citizens don't have to lean down. It's a high level gardening system, 4 feet level gardening system where people activity, they can plant, herbal plants and flowers and everything.
No, sir,
Some space is provided by them outside anywhere?
Sir, at the moment within Urbana, no place. But Ozone is a very large complex. They may have open space, open space areas, they will. Once we move in, we can always, see whether there is
any space provided. I can get herbal plants from the government.
I'm saying I'm not committing. All that I'm saying is
it's a good activity, physical
I
activity.
agree with you. No. I'm not debating. I'm not denying that is a fantastic idea. I do not have a committed space to provide within the Urbana complex. Therefore, to the question that you asked me, is there a place that is provided within Urbana? The answer is no. It is not provided. Can we provide a space within the Ozone complex? We will study it and come back to you. As far as bundles are concerned, it's a fixed cost. For that, we will do certain services. Unbundled services are extra that we will provide to you at an extra cost. Now, in bundled services, we will do housekeeping, sweeping, wet mopping of the entire area, washing of the bathroom floors will be done every day. Now, important point you should note is that washing clothes is not included in the daily core. We do not, hand washing of the clothes is not done by our maids. You have to use the washing machine for that. But other than this, we completely do all the external maintenance and infrastructure maintenance. This 7 rupees, which I am proposing, which is not firm, I said it is only estimated. Why I said 7 rupees, I will tell you. I started with 6 rupees in Adinath. And we are reviewing it after, I told you 26th is 1 year, we are reviewing it, we have sent them the actuals we have incurred. They have formed a finance committee, we will be discussing with them and revising the rates. I said I don't really know the rates in Bangalore, so I just picked say 7 rupees. If I charge you 7 rupees and at the end of the period, it turns out to be 5 rupees 50 paise, in the next 12 months, that additional will be adjusted. That's how we go. It is on saleable area. It's on saleable area. We don't. We are maintaining common amenities, we are maintaining your house, we are maintaining infrastructure. At the end of the first year, when there is a finance committee, we will tell you this much was incurred for common amenity, this much was that. When I start, I wouldn't know. Because I will tell you why I wouldn't know. In the first year, you will not have AMC for lift, because there will be a warranty. You will not have repairs and maintenance because Ozone would have given me a warranty. So the first year's expenses and the second year's expenses would vary. So it's very difficult to fix a rate on day one. It's just a toss of the coin, to be very honest. If somebody asks me, why is it not 6 rupees? I would say, why is it not 5 rupees? It could be that. My point is, in major cities, Bangalore is, I think, equivalent of Madras. In Madras, 1 minute, sir. In Madras, 1 year back, we fixed it at 6 rupees. Based on what we have seen so far in the expenses, I think it varies to 6 rupees 70 to 6 rupees 80 paise in Madras. Therefore, I fixed it at 7. It is open for review, it is open for audit, it is open for checking by all of you after 1 year of actual incurrence of expenses.
You're not offering laundry services. Just in the general amenities, in the US and other places, very common.
I don't mind putting a laundromat, sir, if majority wants it.
Yeah, because why?
I have no problems with that.
Yeah, I'm just tabling it as a suggestion if the...
Sir, I'll tell you what. All this will emerge as people start moving in. You get my point?
Yeah,
See, today in this meeting, if we try to fix whether laundromat is required or not, people will say yes. It depends on usage, it depends on cost. There are obviously issues as to timings. I think I am not against the laundromat. Let's put it that way.
Does the daily housekeeping include cleaning of the toilets?
Wash toilet floors, not the closets.
How about the toilets themselves?
Closets.
Yeah.
That will come in monthly cleaning or weekly cleaning.
Not daily cleaning?
Not daily cleaning. What I am giving you on bundle surveys is only free. That is already you are paid.
On the house.
On the house. You can ask for any services. You can say, I want a servant maid exclusively 24/7. We will arrange an in-house attendant. You will pay for it. What, sir?
Next question is the cost of the bundle services. Does it kick in at the time of moving in or at the time of closure? When does this cost come into effect? At the time of closing
Not when you move in, when we hand over the flat.
We hand over the flat. It starts right away.
Yes. Thank you. So we have daily housekeeping, we have monthly housekeeping. In the monthly housekeeping, we have a dusting of windows, plumbing and electrical points, routine.
What do you mean by when handing over the flat? Can you be handing over the flat?
Sir, I am saying that the flat is ready. I am giving you the key. You may move in after 3 months.
Why do you hand over kitchen?
Sir, my handover is always with full services. Let's not get confused about that. Sir, I am ready with my kitchen services on October 1st, let's say. Your flat is ready. Power is ready. Registration is done. Occupancy services have come. All lifts are operational. My kitchen is ready. My housekeeping staff are ready. I have handed you over the key. You choose to move in next April. You will pay me 7 rupees from October 1st. That's the point I am making. I am very clear about it. Because I am saying, October US payroll, 6 months I can't, because I have already paid for the services. That's the point. It is not when you because I will tell you, we have done a study. Of the 7 rupees, 7, no. Somebody asked me, I don't know how many of you read the article I write, by the way, in the Senior Citizens magazine. In one of these I have addressed that. When we talk of 7, somebody got up one in my community and said that I pay for my association only 2 rupees 50 paise. So I told him, fine, 2 rupees 50 paise. How much do you pay for your servant maid? He said 5,500 rupees. So 1,300 square feet flat. I said, that's 4 rupees. So 4 plus 2.5 is 6.5. I said, how much do you pay for the, when you ask a person to come and clean your fans, lights, other things. She said, I think it's 1,500 rupees a month. So I said, that's 1 rupee. So I said, you are actually spending 9 rupees a month, 9 rupees a square feet. Exactly. So people don't understand this. They are comparing this rate directly with the association maintenance. Association only sweeps the outside floors. So I have always, when I joined, I also thought, how is this broken up? Then I analyzed the cost. You know what? 12 to 15% of the total maintenance that we incur is what is incurred on spending inside your house. 30 to 40% of the 7 rupees is annual maintenance charges for lifts, generator, firefighting, what have you.
Suppose if a person goes on leave, then what happens?
Okay, you have to pay.
No. House, will you come and clean the house?
Of course we will. Yes, we will, unless the person tells us not to open the house. The choice is yours. But whether we clean or not, you pay. There are people who says, don't open my house. I will give you a call. 1 week before I come only, you start cleaning. There are also people like that. Suppose you go to the US for 3 months. Every day you may not want me to open it. See, I will also not recommend it, to be very honest with you. Because then it's always a potential abuse. I'm not saying stealing, but he may use your toilet. I can't stop those things. Those kind of minor abuses. So many people say, okay, I am off for 3 months. Do it only on 2nd, 4th and 6th, 2nd and 4th Saturdays. And I will tell you when I am coming back. When I am coming back, 1 week before I come back, clean it up every day. So these are things that you always negotiate and, understand with the resident manager and do it. I would think that it will be sensible to, if I were living in the community, which I well could be, if I were to see my son for 2 months, I will not want my house to be opened every day to be cleaned. I wouldn't want it. I would just want it to be clean for 10 days before I come back. But that's your choice. But if you ask us to clean it every day, we are ready to clean it every day. That's the way I would put it.
Anything below the yellow box is payable. No, there is below the yellow box.
Illa. These are all bundled services, including the monthly services. All this is bundled. And the 7 chuma nadula potten avladhaan. This is again all this. Of course, there are common facilities which is again included in that 7 rupees. We will do the maintenance of all this. You don't, pay. You don't pay separately for a gardener. You don't pay separately for an ambulance driver. You don't pay separately for the buggy maintenance. All that is included in that. So these are all the common facilities. So somebody asked me about garbage segregation and disposal. That's also included in that. Sir, actually, I'll tell you what. See, it depends, sir. Basically, if the consumption is normal, we don't charge. But in months where we need to buy huge amount of tanker water, we inform the committee and then charge.
In which case, are you making a provision for metering the water supply to each of the flats? Because once you start charging, then you have to control the consumption. And if you have to control the consumption, the only way is to meter the water to each of the flats. Why don't
That's why in most of the communities I don't charge. Because the cost of... 1 minute. Yeah. Let's look at it from my perspective. A meter cost me about 2,200 rupees approximately. Right? Now 320 units are here. So I will have to incur upfront 6 lakhs if my arithmetic is right. I am saying for 10 months you don't have a water problem. For 2 months...
We need to think for next 10 years. Will we be able to supply the water required for this community?
Sir, that's a good question. I think,
Unless we introduce metering and change the lifestyle of the people of usage of the water, I don't think we'll be in a position to supply water after 10 years.
I think these are very good idealistic thoughts. I respect it. But being a pragmatic man that I am, water meter has never worked. I put a water meter in Pelican, and when the consumption levels were high, the person questioned the meter. That meter is wrong. Meter is faulty. I am also seeing different kinds of people. The minute I introduce a reticulated gas and put a gas meter, there are many people who came and told me, oh, we never bought 2 cylinders, but it's too high. I have no basis to defend it. And then he refuses to pay.
You don't have to defend it. Once the meter is there,
Sir, the problem is this. We are talking of a regulated, rule-bound society.
what he is saying true, sir, water crisis is going to be very serious.
No, I am not disputing that. I am only arguing. Yes, I am arguing whether putting a water meter is the solution to that problem. Everybody accepts the problem. I am only disagreeing with the solution. I am saying I can always regulate water by saying that I will open it between 6 and 9 in the morning and 4 and 8 in the evening. There are other ways of regulating it. Metering is only one way of regulating it. My experience, I am not saying it will not work, sir. My experience in the past communities by regulating it through metering has not been successful. Like I have not been successful in many of my initiatives. So that's a humble suggestion I gave it to you.
Yes, this is one of the early steps we can take, because once the community comes and lives there, to introduce water meters is very difficult.
This is a flat, 1 minute, sorry. If you are talking of Urbana, in Urbana metering is not possible. Because there is only one sump, one overhead tank, and I have to put a meter in each of the apartment at the outlet and reading it. How will I I will have to erect a scaffolding to read. Anyway, we will see. I am open to this. This can be done even after you move in, if the community agrees. I will tell you why. 1 minute. In Urbana it is possible. Let me explain. Sendil, I tend to talk on areas I don't know. If I am committing a mistake, please stop me. Is it possible to put a meter after they have moved in Urbana? Tough. Now is it easy? Exactly. That's the point I'm making. Exactly. There will be different input lines.
We have a common input line segregated.
Exactly. That's what I was coming to. Over a tank length, it comes like this, and there's an inlet. At each inlet, I have to put. Where will you take the reading? How will you take the reading?
Ozone discuss water. I think that's a little more urgent. Can we finish
Okay,
this?
we will finish this quickly. Move on. Yeah, please.
Okay. I understood that there is 7 rupees per square feet is being charged, and the services that you have listed have no direct correlation with the carpet area of the flat, because there are common facilities. So is it not?
I am maintaining the common facilities for all of you together.
Now what he says, out of the 25 you listed, 20 of them have no linkage to carpet area.
I am saying 23 of them have no linkage to carpet area. Not 20. 23 doesn't have linkage.
Does it mean that the people who have got larger flats
will pay
have
more?
a disadvantage?
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Yeah, I am an honest man. So you ask me a direct question, I will answer directly. Move on. Obvious. Sir, these are what I call the unbundled services, because I still think that 10 minutes we will have to allot for water. So I will quickly go through. We can also give you services at costs for moving related services. If you want LPG connection to be given, if you want ration card, Aadhaar card to be transferred, all that we can do. Domestic services like laundry services. Somebody asked me, yes, it can be done. Laundry services, home delivery of milk. There are some people who say, I want milk to be delivered at home. Escort to religious places. You say, I have my mother, she wants to go, I am not able to go. We can send an escort along with her. Shopping and pickup services. Move on. You can imagine, Let's move on. Dishwashing, bed making, all that. Cleaning a water closet. Somebody asked me, it can be done. And all the I can never pronounce that word, so I will not attempt that. Illa. Common place illa. Yes, common place. There is no common place. It's say ticket arrangement, tour arrangement, you want somebody to be picked up at the airport, you want somebody to be dropped, all that, I think I don't need to say, decorations for festivities. It's your birthday, you want a decoration done, we can arrange for that. Most of it is anyway outsourced, we are not experts in any of these things, to be very honest. We just outsource it, and there have been, occasions where, somebody's granddaughter wanted to give a dance recital and he wanted a background. We have done that. Medical is personalized service, like where you are recovering from a major accident and you want a specific physiotherapist. We can organize for that. These are all what I call the unbundled services. Masseur, beauty parlor, see, all the space is created, massage table. But when the person comes to do the massage, you have to pay her directly. You don't need to pay us. Like we may create a, beauty parlor, but you have to pay that, technician directly if you use it. Monitoring, administration. Suppose you want injection to be given on insulin every day. That will be a charge service. Some of it we can review as we go along. I'm not very sacrosanct about it because the nurse is there and, I don't think I need to be silly to charge giving you an injection. But I want to be very defensive to start with. As we go along, we can include some of the unbundled services into the bundled services. Physiotherapy is fortunately not charged. Right? Move. Basically, this is the hierarchy. On top of the person, that's me who nobody listens to. And there is a service coordinator. And there is a resident manager. It's regional manager. I want to call him resident manager going forward. That person, in my opinion, this guy is the crucial guy. The resident manager, because he stays in the community 24/7. He is the one with whom you park all your problems. And I think we have a decent grievance address mechanism. We are very, very well trained on that. Okay. So I think it's all well set. We can add to number of people, we can realign people, we can multi-skill people, all that we can go along. Housekeeping, wellness. Basically, some of this is silly. It says that the Serene's food cost will include consumers. We are not asking you to pay separately for rice and separately for vegetables. That's what I'm saying. Right. It will be per meal basis. See, there are two components to this thing. One is whether you eat or not, you pay a small sum towards the kitchen maintenance charges. Because I have created the facility. So this is one thing which, Sendil, I think you will have to, sir, before we come to water, this is one thing that I want about 10 minutes to be spent on. Will you explain to them what it is?
Sir, as of now, what we have planned and what we have done the prior requirements are, for the emergency calling system, we routed from all the blocks of apartments to the block 2 stilt floor level. We have brought the cables, conduits are made, cables not yet laid. Now the electrical consultant from Ozone is asking for wireless emergency calling system instead of bringing all the wires all the way from all the 5 towers. But only condition is everyone should have the internet connectivity, then only it works. So we have to go back to them whether we have to go by the earlier proposal or should we all go by getting internet connectivity among our individuals.
I think all of us want internet connectivity, but the problem is nobody is ready to give internet connectivity. I think last time it was told that BSNL, you're talking to BSNL and then they may, and you know how BSNL is. It may take them 5 years to put up a tower or whatever is required. So you'll have to talk to, I think now Reliance Jio is active in Bangalore and they are going to possibly activate everything by December, or that is their plan.
See, as far the internet and the connection is concerned, we have already appointed one guy who will be having a contract with BSNL, Tata Telecom and Airtel, because some people may require Airtel only, some people may require Tata. So we got one agent, he will bring all the services and he will provide you in all the places. Right now, the Tata, what we are using it for our office purposes and everything, we have already gotten a Tata guy. Another 1 more week, they are bringing in the proper way. Right now we are using that normal radio thing only we are using right now for our office. But now we already, the Tata, we already had an agreement, and they are bringing the real, the internet connection with the wire. They are bringing it within another week time. They are going to come to us. Once they are bringing the setup, server, everything they put, it will be distributed to all the other blocks also. So apart from that, we are having one agency which he will also give different type of BSNL, Tata, and Airtel, everything they are ready to give. Yeah, this is what we are doing.
One input, but we are talking about emergency with elderly people. You have to ensure your internet is on, wireless thing is on, and then switch on the buttons, see whether it has come on, then press emergency button. Please provide a simple button to be pressed by an elderly person even in the night.
No, what it is.
I don't think this will
Excuse
work
me,
for
sir.
emergency with elderly people.
Hello? Hello?
I don't know.
I think it's a very good decision that you people took for opting for wired emergency alarm. I didn't want to influence, but if I were a member of your community, I wouldn't have accepted this. I mean, tomorrow the current will go, I may forget to switch on the... emergency by definition is an event that comes when you don't know when it is coming. So you can't be prepared for it. If you are prepared for it, it's not an emergency. So I think you should just simply go and press a button.